I'll start with our University of Alberta Invocation. All praise to you, gracious Creator. You have gathered us in this university community to praise you by our words and our works. Bless the University of Alberta, which seeks to teach whatsoever things are true. Bless the students and professors, the non-academic staff and support staff, the administration, and those who volunteer with the University Board of Governors, Senate, and Alumni Council, and all who promote sound education in our community. We ask that those who leave here today, blessed with their degrees, may be given grace and strength to serve in our global village. May we grow in wisdom and grace before you and all your people. And may this university always be home of truth and wisdom, of faith and goodwill toward all. Please be seated. Welcome to this beautiful Alberta Day at the University of Alberta. My name is Ralph Young. I have the privilege and high honor of serving as the Chancellor of the University and representing the public interest in this university. On behalf of our entire community, I'm delighted to welcome you all to this convocation. To begin, I wish to acknowledge and honor all Indigenous peoples, including the Inuit, Métis, and First Nations of Treaty 6, and to acknowledge the traditional lands on which we are gathered today. I also wish to acknowledge and honor the immigrants from many nations whose contributions have added so much to our rich heritage. Our university is blessed with a diverse and inclusive culture, which is built on the legacy of all those who came before us. Today, we pledge to uphold that legacy as we continue to pursue whatsoever things are true. This is a time of great joy and thanksgiving, and we're very pleased that so many friends and family members could join us as we celebrate the accomplishments of our graduands. I recall as a young student how slowly time seemed to pass during classes and how graduation seemed an eternity away. You're now just a few moments away from your graduation, and while today our lives are busy, I have often observed that as one gets older, life seems to speed up. Chief Crowfoot of the Siksika Nation once said, and I quote, "What is life? It is a flash of a firefly in the night. It is a breath of a buffalo in the summertime. It is a little shadow that runs across the grass and loses itself in the sunset." There is real value in slowing our pace and stopping to celebrate something truly important. Your graduation from the University of Alberta is just such an occasion, and we are honored to share this celebration with you. I'd like to take just a few moments to explain Convocation and its history and traditions at the University of Alberta. The tradition of Convocation, a gathering together of all qualified degree holders in the university community, dates back almost 700 years to medieval times. Generations and generations of scholars have walked in your footsteps. Led by our Chief Marshal and the University Mace, today's formal procession originates in the procession of the Guild of Teachers. Our university coat of arms above us includes the Great Horned Owl, the Book of Learning, the pronghorn from Alberta's coat of arms, and our own golden bear, the university mascot. Our university motto, Caecumque Vera, Latin for whatsoever things are true, is at the foundation. As Chancellor, I wear the university green and gold with pride and great respect. Our colors reflect Alberta's fields and forests, but green also symbolizes new life, and gold also represents lasting value, an appropriate metaphor for education. The academic gowns, hoods, and caps declare in their various designs and colors the academic qualifications of the faculty who are here to celebrate with you. Similarly, the academic apparel you wear today signifies to everyone here and to society your degree of proficiency as graduates. The next step, when each of you crosses the stage as your name is called, is the most important part of the day. The moment that we shake hands is the moment that your degree is conferred, and that is the moment which binds us together for all time. In that moment, you become both the present and the future of our university as alumni. All of you here, your family and friends, are witness to your pledge. All of the history and tradition within today's ceremony leads directly to you, our graduates. That is why we're so glad that you are here today. We're also privileged to welcome Ms. Becky Scott, who has accepted our invitation to receive an honorary doctorate of laws. An honorary degree recognizes inspiring role models and leaders, celebrates extraordinary achievements, or recognizes remarkable service to society. Also joining the celebration on the stage today is our President, Dr. Indira Samarasekera, our Board Chair, Mr. Doug Goss, and I'm equally delighted to welcome here on stage Mr. Matt Genereux, MLA for Edmonton Southwest, who you'll hear from shortly. I would also like to recognize Elder Ivy Rain, who is here today to extend a special personal note of congratulations to our Aboriginal graduates as they receive their degrees. So we're all here to celebrate, and I hope that you'll enjoy this afternoon. It's now my great pleasure to introduce our Board Chair, Mr. Doug Goss, to bring greetings from the Board of Governors.
Well, good afternoon, Eminent Chancellor, Mr. Ralph Young, President, Dr. Indira Samarasekera, distinguished guests, graduates, family, friends. Special greetings as well to Becky Scott and her family. I'm honored to be here today to bring greetings on behalf of the Board of Governors of the University. Convocation is a special time when the entire university community gathers to celebrate your tremendous achievements. And indeed, we have much to celebrate. But today, we especially gather to celebrate you, the graduating class of 2014. You've achieved a level of excellence which will be forever recognized in your university degree, a University of Alberta degree. As chair of our board, I want to assure you that our university remains steadfast in its pursuit of being among the world's great public universities. And I can tell you our board stands united in its commitment to excellence across this entire institution. It's indeed an extraordinary time for our university, for our province, and our country. Your degree positions you to compete with the very best in the world. You're really only limited by your own ambition and creativity, both of which I know you have in abundance. In short, graduates, you are our pride and joy, and I know you will bring great honor to our institution as you work to solve the many challenges currently facing our city, our province, and indeed the entire global community. The Board of Governors salutes you today, and we hope that this ceremony will be remembered as a highlight in a full and satisfying career. Remain ambitious, remain creative in all your pursuits. Congratulations to you and your families, and our very best wishes in all your future endeavors. It's now my privilege to introduce Mr. Matt Genereux, MLA for Edmonton Southwest. Matt.
Well, thank you, Doug, and hello, everybody. President, Chancellor, Board of Governors, faculty members, staff, students, family, friends, ladies and gentlemen. Congratulations to Ms. Becky Scott for earning a well-deserved honorary degree. I'm absolutely honored to be here on behalf of the Honorable Dave Hancock, Premier of Alberta, and my colleagues of the Alberta Legislature, yes, all 86 of them. As a University of Alberta graduate myself, it is great to be here today to help you celebrate in what's many ways the first day of the rest of your lives. It wasn't long ago that I was sitting in your chair, and I can tell you that yes, it's possible to be excited, happy, and anxious all at the same time. But all those feelings are okay. Some of you may be leaving here today into promising careers, or perhaps you're planning to continue your studies. And for the political science students, I'll be looking for you out on the campaign trail on your path to becoming future politicians. But that's okay, it is. No matter what you plan on doing next week, next month, or next year, you're all armed with the greatest tool you ever need, an education. Life is full of uncertainty. It changes, evolves, grows, soars high, and on occasion can crash hard. But that's no different than what you've already experienced to get to this point. All you've had to face challenges, experience defeat, and brave the unknown. Be confident in yourselves, your skills, your knowledge, and keep an open mind towards the future. If I can pass on one thing that I've learned, and it's the value of being flexible, being open to new ideas, new concepts, meeting new people, and tackling fresh challenges. No one follows the same road in life. We're all different. We all bring our own perspectives, experiences, and history, and we're all responsible for defining our own successes and failures. I can speak from experience that once you leave these doors here today, there will be 1,000 people lined up to tell you no. But don't listen. Chase your passions. Chase your dreams. This world, this province needs new ideas to face new challenges. And as Albertans, we have all the power to do just that. With your education from the U of A world-class post-secondary institution, you're now equipped with the ability to make your life, what you want, a reality. You're likely eager to make the leap forward and change the course of your future. Embrace that energy. That spirit has helped make Alberta the exciting, wonderful place it is today. What drives our progress and that spirit, what we need your generation, our generation, to embrace. How far your leadership, inspiration, and determination take you and our province is up to you. Alberta has a great history of dreamers achieving great things, and I believe each of you will find a way to build on that legacy, our legacy. As University of Alberta graduates, each of you has a bright future ahead. Be proud of what you've accomplished today. You look around and remember the people who are here to celebrate with you. Never forget your family, your friends, the people who have helped make today possible. When challenges rise before you, and they will, remember it's okay to reach out for advice and help. Seek other perspectives, be inquisitive, seek creativity, challenge yourself, and grow by doing things that stretch your mind and test your limits. Be confident in yourself, because you're University of Alberta graduates. Congratulations to you, the graduating class of 2014.
Class of 2014, congratulations to you all. As President of the University of Alberta, I take pride in knowing that we have demanded much from you over the last several years. Our emphasis on excellence means that your professors have done their best to test your limits, pushed you to do more than you often thought was possible, asked you to pursue tough questions and tackle difficult problems. I hope that we've inspired you, opened up new avenues of thought and inquiry for you, and helped you deepen your understanding of our world and your own talents and passions. A lot has been written about your generation, about how you understand the world, and about the passions and interests you bring. I know, because I've done my research. Each year, when I prepare my convocation speech, I begin with two questions. What does this year's group of graduates want to hear from me? And what do they need to hear from me? So I've read quite a bit about you over the years, and quite a confusing picture emerges. You are either slackers or you are ambitious overachievers. Then again, you don't want to work overtime, apparently, or wear suits or take instructions from your bosses. By some accounts, you are stressed out because failure is not an option, while other accounts say that your self-esteem is seriously out of whack after years of being given medals for just showing up to the game. You aren't readers, apparently, but then again, yours is the generation which made Harry Potter the best-selling book series of all time. You are a generation of social activists inciting major political change, and yet we can't figure out how to get you to vote. And finally, we all know that you are the most connected generation ever, never more than a thumb tap away from others. And yet, your parents are wondering if you're ever going to move out. Find someone and possibly settle down. I tell you, it's challenging to nail you down, as hard as the people in my generation have been trying to do it. And that's who's doing the research. Your parents' generation, mine. This is nothing new, of course. Younger generations have been confusing and perplexing older generations for a very long time. Now that I'm in that generation looking back, I'm beginning to understand why. We're worried. We're afraid that we've made some big mistakes, that we haven't prepared you properly to have a fulfilling and rewarding life. But when I look back at my own life, as different as I was from my parents and from the professors and teachers who guided me along the way, as much as I might have confused them with my unconventional wish to become an engineer, or my decision to leave Sri Lanka for the US and Canada, I also know that it is their good advice that has stayed with me through the years. And so today, given that the research has failed to help me pinpoint precisely what it is you need or want to hear from me, I would like to share that advice with you in hopes that it will also strike a chord with you. First, from my father. He was a man who valued excellence. He often engaged my siblings and me with stories and achievements of Nobel Prize winners and Olympic champions. There we were in Sri Lanka, far from the cities and countries where such triumphs generally emerged. And he instilled in us the importance of doing our best, being the best people and thinkers we were capable of being. Buried within this advice was a precious gift. The fact that he believed we had the stuff within us to really excel and meet the challenges. I know that this is also there within you. As I said at the beginning of my speech, a U of A degree is demanding. We've pushed you, and you've risen to the test. The second piece of advice comes from my graduate supervisor, Keith Bremercombe, a tremendously wise and kind man, an Albertan who actually grew up not far from here, close to Camrose. There was a period in my academic career when things were not going well, and I was toying with the idea of giving it up for something else. Not on your life, he told me. You have the talent to make a real contribution, and you have a duty to use that talent well. I remember the day clearly. What a gift that was. Not to be told I had talents, which of course was nice. The real insight in his words was his reminder that a life well lived, a rewarding life, requires that you do not squander your opportunity to add to society, to improve things, to make a difference. Each one of you has talents, and along with them, knowledge, skills, and experiences that you are obligated to use well in the service of others. That's what the U of A's first president, Henry Marshall Torrey, meant when he said that a university education is for uplifting the whole people. The third piece of advice I want to share with you is my own. Release your imagination and be creative in all that you do. Einstein said, to stimulate creativity, you have to desire childlike ability to play. Now, I'm a fan of Dr. Seuss. Few other authors, in my view, capture the value of the imagination and creativity and sense of play as fully as he did. And he did it using a host of words and situations that make no sense at all. What did he teach us? When it's raining outside and a cat in a hat knocks on the door, don't be afraid, don't be a fish and say no, no, no. Instead, embrace the chaos, the mess, and the good fun that is funny. Experiment a little. See if you can balance on a ball, including the cap and the milk, the cake and some books, a rake and a ship. In other words, be creative. Take risks. Yes, they can be messy. Yes, they can go seriously wrong. But what's the alternative? Sitting by your window, passively watching the world go by? The one thing that I am certain about your generation is this: you must be adaptable, imaginative, and creative. This world faces significant challenges. Be original. Bring fresh thinking to these problems and take the risks needed to solve them. We've done our best to give you the knowledge, tools, and skills that are currently available, but they will just be your starting point. We need you to be the best you can possibly be. We need you to develop your talents and use them well, and we need you to imagine and then create a world that's healthier, cleaner, more peaceful, and prosperous. You are about to enter the family of U of A alumni, numbering more than 275,000. Each generation has built upon the example and foundation laid by the generation before. Look to your U of A family and to today's honorary degree recipient, Ms. Becky Scott, for inspiration and guidance. We will be there to guide you and to push you forward, to help you achieve what we have not yet achieved. Good luck, class of 2014, and my warmest congratulations to you all.
Knowledge shall not be the concern of scholars alone. The uplifting of the whole people shall be its final goal.
They inspire us all with their brilliance, creative force, and fervent desire to make the world a better place.
I accept in the name of our poor people.
Dream your dreams. It is possible to have a new kind of world.
Those who receive an honorary degree from the University of Alberta set the highest standards of dedication and excellence for students and for society at large.
You will always find it, your own courage or theirs, in the eyes of the other.
Go where there's no path and leave a trail for someone else.
And while their backgrounds and fields of endeavor vary widely, all are exceptional.
Maybe it's best if I just speak from the heart.
I will remember you. Will you remember me?
We face today a clash of ignorances.
You are who make the history. You are who create the future.
U of A honorary degree recipients embody the university's vision to inspire the human spirit through outstanding achievements in learning, discovery, and citizenship in a creative community.
I think we are now in the threshold of a new beginning.
It is a spirit that is building one of the world's great universities for the public good.
It is your attitude that will sustain you. It is not what happens to you, it is what you do with it.
Travel well, travel without prejudice, live long and prosper. There you go.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the Senate of the University of Alberta, I am very honored to introduce three-time Olympian Becky Scott for the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws. Imagine, if you will, the stamina required to race through the snow against the best in the world and to win. Imagine the determination required to hold fast to your principles in the face of fierce competition. And now imagine the commitment, the time, and the talent required to build the brightest possible future for young athletes. Becky Scott is Canada's most successful cross-country skier and one of the world's best all-around cross-country racers. From her early start in the Jackrabbit program in her hometown of Vermilion, she has gone on to serve the last 8 years as one of 12 athletes elected by her peers to the International Olympic Committee's Athlete Commission, contributing to the Olympic Games in Beijing, Vancouver, London, and Sochi. She is also an ardent and public advocate for drug-free sport for all athletes, serving on the prestigious Executive Committee of the World Anti-Doping Agency, WADA. Ms. Scott continues to work with Ski Fit North, introducing sports and wellness to Aboriginal youth through cross-country skiing, as well as Heroes for Tomorrow, supporting young athletes to train at higher levels. Ms. Scott's definition of success truly seeks to uplift the whole person. She's a champion in every sense of the word. Eminent Chancellor, with great pride and much respect, I present to you Rebecca Scott.
Rebecca Scott, in recognition of outstanding contributions to young athletes and the highest ethical standards in international sports, I desire to confer upon you the honorary degree of Doctor of Laws and to express the hope that we shall continue to be enriched by your wise counsel for many years to come. Congratulations, Becky.
Thank you.
Take this for you, and I'll take you over to the podium.
Eminent Chancellor, President, Representative on the Board of Governors, friends, proud family members, and above all, graduates, I want to begin by saying thank you. I am deeply honored and moved, so moved in fact that I'm wondering if wearing mascara was the right choice today. But I am so pleased and so happy to be here with you and part of the finish line celebrations for what I know has been a long and challenging but rewarding journey. Congratulations. I thought a lot and really sweated over, not unlike how I'm sweating now under this gown and these lights, about what I wanted to say here today to such a distinguished group of achievers, people who really know about accomplishment and success and seem to know so much already. And I realized that of all the things I could hope to share with you today, of all the lessons that I learned along my way and on my journey, probably the most important of these that I could hope to speak to and share with you as you go forward on your goals and respective journeys is about failure. First, because I actually consider myself something of an expert on the subject and feel I can really speak with authority on it. But second, because failure, no matter how much we try to avoid it and no matter how much it hurts sometimes, failure and how we respond to it is actually and ultimately perhaps the greatest teacher that there is. I grew up in Vermilion, Alberta, at a little town about 2 hours east of here. I'm probably pointing north, but anyway. You get on the Yellowhead, you go past Mundare, home of the world's largest sausage, past Vegreville, home of the world's largest Easter egg, sensing a theme here, and you hit Vermilion. It's a wonderful little town of about 4,500 people. My parents were both active, outdoor-loving, sports enthusiasts. They founded the local ski club there, and my home actually bordered the provincial park, so I could literally ski out my back door. I once heard a comedian describe cross-country skiing as something like alpine skiing with the fun taken out of it, but I liked it. For me, it was great. It was social, it was fun. I like to race. And racing was a chance to get out of Vermilion on the weekends and get to some of Alberta's really hot spots like Red Deer and Hinton. Hinton was the best. They had a Smitty's. We had no Smitty's in Vermilion. But the more I raced, the more I felt like this is my road, and this is my path, this is my journey, these are my people, this is my place, this is where I belong. And the more I felt like that, the greater my desire was to keep racing and keep climbing the ranks, to keep pushing forward, keep seeing what I could do, and keep making strides. And for a long time, it was going really well. By the time I was 19 years old, I had met the criteria that qualified me to join the Canadian National Cross-Country Ski Team, which meant that I would start racing the World Cup circuit in Europe full-time with the team. It was a dream come true. And in my view, just another box to tick before shortly realizing my full-blown goal of Olympic glory. So I packed my bags full of clothes with maple leaves and Team Canada all over them, colors very similar to today. Said goodbye to my mom and dad, see you in 5 months, and I headed off to Europe. I was young, fresh, focused, determined, hardworking, and confident. I was also blissfully unaware of what I'd signed up for and the disaster that loomed ahead. The truth is, the Canadian team in those days was one of the worst performing teams on the circuit. There was actually a running joke that the only way you would see a top 3 result from one of us was if you turned the results page upside down. Yes, sad but true. The only team worse than us, albeit marginally, were the Americans. And normally I would throw in a good joke about that, but I ended up marrying one and he's in the audience today, so I'm going to restrain. For years, my hopes and my dreams of becoming a successful international ski racer were completely and utterly destroyed nearly every time I raced. The World Cup of cross-country ski racing was deeply competitive, intensely demanding, and no place for the timid. I endured crushing defeats, terrible results, and heartbreaking disappointments on a regular basis, and for the first time in my life, really questioned whether or not I did belong. I was also surrounded by a disproportionate number of women named Olga, so I'm guessing that didn't help. It was very, very hard to continue to believe and to persist and persevere, but I did. I held on to the very simple notion that although I didn't know if it could be done, I also didn't know, yet anyway, that it couldn't. And on reflection now, I think that being at the very, very back of the pack for so long was, in so many ways and on so many levels, probably the best place I could ever have started from. First, because there was really nowhere else to go but up. But more importantly, because I learned so much more starting at the bottom about persistence and resilience and commitment, what it truly takes to overcome obstacles and get to where you want to go. When I did finally break through to the highest ranks of international competition and make my way closer to the top of the results page, no longer the bottom, it was there that I was confronted with one of the most toxic threats to sport that there is. That is corruption and cheating and the use of performance-enhancing drugs. I was devastated and I was furious. The injustice of it all at times felt overwhelming. And I remember about this time speaking with my mom about the situation, trying to convey to her my disillusionment and my complete and utter frustration with the situation. My mom is pretty frank, pretty open. She wasn't very sympathetic, actually. And her answer to me was simply this: if you know there's a problem and you're not trying to change it, or you're not trying to be part of the solution, then you're part of the problem. And here I was confronted with a simple choice. I could continue to go along and make my way as best I could, knowing I would always be thwarted by drug cheats and doping competitors, or I could try to make change. I don't think I have to tell you which way I went. And I will say this: it was not the easy choice. There was nothing fun, nothing comfortable, and nothing uplifting about confronting some of the most powerful people and organizations in international sport about what was going on. But it was the only way we were ever going to see change. And every time that I wavered or I had doubts or I was admonished by someone in a position of greater authority than me, I came back to my values and what it meant to live my life ethically and with integrity and responsibility. What it meant to try and be part of the greater good, and how important it was to stand up for the right thing. And this, more than ever, is one of the most important and urgent messages that I can hope to convey to you here today. By virtue of your nationality, your education, your place in the world, you are already gifted with the unique ability to make a contribution. It is not only your privilege, it is your responsibility to do the right thing, to raise your voice, to take a stand, and be a part of something that is bigger and greater than yourselves. Do not let these opportunities pass you by. Do not hold back and hope that someone else will step up in your place. You have enormous power to make change and make a difference. And it is my sincerest hope that you realize this. I have one last hope for you before I close. And it comes in the form of a little story from my first Holmenkollen, which is the most famous race in Norway. Norway, as you might know, is the homeland of cross-country skiing, and skiing in Norway is more or less the equivalent to hockey here in Canada. For this race, it's a grueling 30 kilometers through the trails of Oslo, which is the capital city. 100,000 Norwegians come out, and they line the trails to celebrate and to cheer on the athletes. They love skiing. They follow you all year long. Everybody knows your name. They also set up tents during the night, and they party a lot. They drink a fair bit of Jägermeister. And so by the time the race starts in the next morning, a lot of them are in really rough shape. So I was doing this race myself in fairly rough shape. It's 30 kilometers on some very tough terrain. And as I was skiing along and really focused on the track ahead of me, I heard my name. They all know your name, as I said, and I could see a man running up ahead of me beside the track yelling, "Heya, Becky, heya!" He was wearing these Viking horns and long blonde braids. He had a Norwegian flag draped around his neck and nothing else. And all I could think was, wow, I can't wait to get back to my team and tell them this story. Are they ever gonna laugh? All of which is to say that as seemingly important and urgent as the pursuit of your goals and dreams, as your focus down the track might seem, never forget that the essence of the journey and the heart of what you will remember most and cherish above all are the friendships, the connections, the moments of joy, the moments of laughter. The medals I won now sit in a drawer. To my panic, sometimes I never can remember which one. But incredibly, they aren't my greatest treasures from a lifetime spent pursuing them. It's my friendships. It's the friends that I made. It's the moments of shared experience, the heartbreak, the hilarity, as we leaned on each other for comfort and support, as we had so much fun pursuing our goals together. This, to me, is the most significant reminder that my time was well spent and what I cherish above all. And so that's where I want to leave you today, with a special wish for you to follow your dreams with inspiration and determination. Do not fear failure. There are some valuable lessons in it for you. Seize the moments when they come to you. Step up, challenge yourselves, and dig deep to find the courage that you need when you need it. But above all, enjoy the journey. Thank you, and congratulations once again, graduates of 2014. All my very best.
Becky, that was a wonderful and inspiring, compelling story of triumph over adversity, of integrity over bad choices in lives. And I know many of our graduates face these same challenges. And if we can learn something from Becky, I hope that you'll take away those messages that she has left us. It will help you an awful lot through your life. And I know it's helped Becky through her life. And I know from meeting her grandmother Trudy and her father Walter and mother Jan and her family Justin and Bryn and Teal, that they've all been a big influence in her achieving her success, and we thank them for being here. Thank you all. We'll now ask Becky to sign the University of Alberta Honor Roll to make the honorary degree official. Dr. Scott, it's now official. And now, graduates, it's your turn. Shortly, the Dean, President, and I will present the statements to confer your degrees. You will then come up and cross the stage. As the name of each graduate is called, I will then formally admit you to your degrees, and we will have an opportunity to congratulate you. On your journey across the stage, you'll also pass the University of Alberta Mace. Centuries ago, the mace was a symbol of authority over life and death. Today, this mace represents the life-changing power of knowledge and the importance of our university and our graduates to the community. Enjoy the afternoon.
Could the candidates for degrees please rise? All of you. And follow on page 4 of the Convocation program. There'll be a quiz. Eminent Chancellor and President, On behalf of the faculties, I present to you these scholars and ask that they be pledged and admitted to the degrees to which they are entitled.
Do you promise faithfully to observe and loyally to maintain the statutes, customs, privileges, and liberties of this, your university? Do you solemnly promise to conduct yourself in all things loyally and faithfully to the honor of your university, the encouragement of learning, and the good of your country? These.
By virtue of the authority vested in me by the legislature of this province, and with the consent of this university, I admit you to the degrees to which you are entitled and invest you with all the powers, rights, and privileges pertaining to such degrees. I charge you to use them for the uplifting of the whole people, to inspire the human spirit, and for all who believe to serve your God, and to pursue more steadfastly whatsoever things are true. Please be seated.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Leslie Cormack, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Arts. For the degree of Doctor of Philosophy, James Christoph Bachmann. Joshua Eugene Freistad. Christopher Morgan Johnson. John Simon McCoy. Yaroslav Pankowski. Emily Snyder. Robert McKay White. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Doctor of Music, Trifon Allen Henney. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Arts, Gina Jocelyn Froese. Glenn Keegan Ford Gibson. Barbara Laurie Hilden. Robert Michael Martin Halatke. Melissa Camphius. Deirdre McDonald. Oksana Peretz. Maria Angelica Casada. Natalia Charlet. Ibrahim Toure. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Master of Music, Nicholas Alejandro Mariano Arnez. Kerry Michelle Asselford. Danielle Gilles Gervais. Angela Lucille McEwen. Tammy Jo Denise Mortensen. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Arts with Honors, Mary Baczynski. Kylie Dawn Burton with First Class Honors. Amanda Rachel Fitzner with First Class Honors. Lauren Dore Hannon with First Class Honors. Alicia Nicole Hart with First Class Honors. Tyler Hine. William Jalmer Quilla with First Class Honors. Yvonne Custer with First Class Honors. Michael Brian Lang with First Class Honors. Timothy Meher Aziz Nazim with First Class Honors. Joshua Peachment with First Class Honors. Philip John Charles Reimer with First Class Honors. Emma Catherine Tunney with First Class Honors. Thomas Ian Vaughan Johnston with First Class Honors. Jesse Alexander Harmon Workman. Rumbidzai Zinyemba with First Class Honors. For the Thank you. For him, I mean. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts, Nasim Omar Abed. Muna Waliad Abugush. Dima Laura Abu Rizk with distinction. Miriam Ading. Peter Michael Alexander. Alicia Karun Alibai. Astrid Saskia Arzu with distinction. Richard Gordon Askew. Janissa Chanel Aubin. Tristan Brooke Aubry. Nada Hetem Awad. Justin Michael Baldock. Carol Ann Bale. Maria Celine Basher. Kristen May Benz. Johannes Joseph Berger with distinction. Hilary Catherine Bergstrom. Afroja Jahan Bruyan. Jasmine Billing with distinction. Levy William Bilton with distinction. Nicole Elizabeth Bisson. Stephanie Rosemarie Blaine. There's going to be quite a party tonight. Kirsten Jamie Blomquist. Jasmine Elizabeth Bonizoni. Holly Wilma Jean Booth. Julia Lynn Bright Cruz. Victoria Antonina Brodowski. Trenton Quinn Bruins with distinction. Brittany Caitlin Courtney Brust with distinction. Jacqueline Elaine Cardinal. Elizabeth Ann Carlson with distinction. Ashley Catherine Cartwright. Robert William Cassot. Carlos Casillas Munoz. Diana Joy Macarayag Cervantes. Timothy Samuel Chan with distinction. Raymond Chan with distinction. Cindy Chung. Mike Lok King Chung. Aisha Chug. Caitlin Elizabeth Ensley Claflin. Kimberly Brooke Clark. Jonathan Allen Como. Jerry Caitlin Connell. Logan Joshua William Cooper. Keisha Nina Corrales Nelson. Receiving today both her Bachelor of Arts and her Certificate in Community Service Learning, Juliana Andrea Cortez Lugo. Also receiving her Bachelor of Arts and Certificate in Translation Studies, Laura Diane Cullum-Lovig. Nathalie Mireille Dabar. Natalie Da Costa. Ashley Brooke Michelle Dallinger Williams. Jenny Dang. Lita Lorraine Day with distinction. Brianne Jamie DeMann with distinction. Helen Rachel Denman. Michelle Marie Derawanko. Andrew Alexander Douglas. Michael James Doyle. Solomia Draga with distinction. Receiving her Bachelor of Arts and her Certificate in Globalization and Governance, Jordan Janelle Dryden with distinction.
Lindsay Emmett Fedia.
Diana Lindsay Fedio. Mingjia Feng with distinction. Jennifer Elizabeth Doreen Fitzpatrick with distinction. Corinne Elizabeth Forbes with distinction. Sarah Juliet Fox Junker. Maura Frunza. Justin Mitchell Gagnon. Andrew Galbraith. Patricia Shannon Garland with distinction. Kevin Clark Posada Hemora. Emily Louise Gilchrist. Caitlin Spencer Gormley. Rebecca Charlene Gormley with distinction. Taylor Jean Grunberg with distinction. Susan Habibi. Lindsay Marie Hames with distinction. Elizabeth Hamill. Catherine Ann Hampson with distinction. Catherine Hannes. Murray Joseph Harmata. Samantha Louise Hart. Robert Douglas Harvey. Bailey James Hattley. Philip Howell with distinction. Lindsay Marie Hegstrom with distinction. Kevin Michael Henderson. Allison Eileen Herbst. Catherine Mary Hill. Jonathan Ray Halous. Joshua Honing Ho with distinction. Leah Alexandria Hodnott. Receiving her Bachelor of Arts and Certificate in Translation Studies today, Jessica Lynn Holtby with distinction. Ni Bao Hua. Sarah Hussein. Morgan Victoria Jefferson. Bradley Daniel Jordan. Ida Kalaf. Fotini Kariani with distinction. Navneet Kaur Kinda with distinction. Sarah Beth King. Shannon Lauren Kerwin. Brittany Nicole Klimchuk with distinction. Sanford Combe Pond. Alexandra Nicole Laframboise. Andrew Lamb. Matthew Richard Lamoureux. Tracy Lynn Laslop. Tessa Janae Michelle Lawler. Iris Im Lee. Ki-hyun Lee. Marla Lee. Timothy Martin Lenk. Yuchang Lee. Kirby Kathleen Lidster. Jennifer Catherine Lindsay. Anita Louise Lindstrom. Alexandra Juliana Adrienne Lowe. Xiaowei Lu. Ziyi Lu. Joby Loren Lucas. Crystal Winghang Long. Christine Lee. Catherine Rose Lynch. Carol Wing Young Ma with distinction. Laurel Rose Macklem with distinction.
Receiving today her Bachelor of Arts and a certificate in Community Service Learning, Brianna Lorraine McLaughlin. Mohammed Mahfouz. Miriam Lee Mirani. Recipient of the Douglas E. Smith Gold Medal in Arts and a Catherine McLean Scholarship in the Arts, receiving today a Bachelor of Arts and a certificate in Translation Studies, René Louis Jean Masson with distinction. Pierce Russell McAllister. Ashley Rose McLeod. Caitlin Melissa McLeod. Russell Coleman McNamee. Brendan James McNary. Catherine Grace Melnick with distinction. Receiving today her Bachelor of Arts and certificate in Translation Studies, Andreina del Valle Mendoza. Michael Jordan Mendoza. Alim Merali with distinction. Sidel Elise Merrigan with distinction. Alwyn Nicole Merritt with distinction. Eric Daniel Murta. Jillian Amber Louise Machuye. Jabin Mohammed with distinction. Receiving today his Bachelor of Arts and Certificate in Translation Studies, Dieter Kyle Molchak. Receiving today his Bachelor of Arts, a Certificate in Peace and Post-Conflict Studies, and a Certificate in Globalization and Governance, Douglas Dean Morgan with distinction. Cameron Keith Moseman. Danielle Mousseau with distinction. Sharon Rutendo Wundera. Colton Allen Narabeski. Michelle Tran Nguyen with distinction. Megan Brooke Normando. Catherine Oliver. Stéphane Guy Paré. Avery Rose Parkinson with distinction. Katya Marie Paskovich with distinction. Graduating today with a Bachelor of Arts and a Certificate in Community Service Learning, Shannon Payton. Morgan Camille Peterson. Chelsea Marie Polgar. Aaron John Pollock with distinction. Johanna Prilwitz with distinction. Saida Kobad. Receiving today her Bachelor of Arts and Certificate in Computer Game Development, Allison May Mary Querengesser with distinction. Bradley Douglas Quinn. Rachel Elizabeth Kwong with distinction. Dominic David Renkel. Christine Fraser Ray with distinction. Bobby Jean Rada with distinction. Emily Jane Riddle with distinction, receiving today her Bachelor of Arts and Certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership. Jennifer Mary Robertson with distinction. Kirsten Marie Robertson with distinction. Milena Juana Rodriguez Kostadinova. Catherine Ann Rollins with distinction. Jordan William Rolls. Elizbeta Eva Romanovska. Maria Rooney. Julia Nicole Rodzitis. Katie Louise Rutkowski. Catherine Soretsky. Jeffrey Michael Sawala. Shayna Frances Schaefers with distinction. Jason Ronald Schneck. Kirsten Ariana Schultz. Allison Rose Sheeny. Chikako Sekiguchi. Megan Semaniak with distinction. Jaylene Elizabeth Shire with distinction. Stacy Aviva Silverman with distinction. Aaron Peter Singleton. Divya Sisodia. Kyla Skrinick. Shanoa Jeo Sly. Danae Allen Smith with distinction. Receiving today her Bachelor of Arts and Certificate in Translation Studies, Maya Staka with distinction. Receiving today his Bachelor of Arts and Certificate in Translation Studies, Michael Peter Stockdale. Angus Sullivan. Samuel Thornton. Chin Chin Tian. Antonia Valentina Tomjanovic. Gabrielle Tremblay. Leland Stewart Turnbull with distinction. Leslie Gisela Anastasia Timchuk. Cami Rochelle Van Halst. Sybil Rachel Varghese. Devin Donald Viger with distinction. Michael Vivian with distinction. Receiving today her Bachelor of Arts and Certificate in Translation Studies, Olivia Rachel Ann Wall. Claire Ann Wallace. Chun Nin Wan. Zachary Michael Warren. Farhana Nawaz Wazir. Chelsea Dawn Whitrow. Evan Christopher Wong with distinction. Ho Ching Ivan Wong. Ryan Evan Wong with distinction. Erica Taylor Wolf. Shirley Wu. Simon Peter Andrew Yakulik. Muge Yavasar. Zi Ye. Stephen Honsing Young. Connor John Richard Yuzwenko Martin with distinction. Zogan Zakar Hagigi. Anthony Conrad Zerbin. Chang Zhang. Ying Zhang. Roxy Zhu. Jonathan Ziarko. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Music, Noel Lee Byer with distinction. Ellen Elizabeth Clark with distinction. Derek Wesley Fair with distinction. Linda Diane Hudson with distinction. Holly Ann Lane Craker with distinction. Ashley Jaewon Kwak. Keat Aaron McDemus. Dylan Lewis Reap with distinction. Jessica Marie Rogers with distinction. Hugh Young Emily Tam. Eric Christopher Toombs with distinction. Virginia Lokie Wan. Aliyah Lauren Walinga with distinction. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Criminology, Grayson Jonathan Andrew Bateko with distinction. Savannah Ann Hornbeck. Zachary Wayne Jansen. Sydney James Johnson with distinction. Faith Cynthia Jolly with distinction. Nathania Ng with distinction. Jessica Margaret Ratsoy with distinction. Elizabeth Marianne Sim with distinction. Andrea Jean Thompson. Zuyin Wang with distinction. Yunbin Zhang.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Kerry Mummery, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Physical Education and Recreation. Lisa Belanger. Lara Fenton. Eiji Ito. Haidang Liang. Donelda Louise Patrickin. Brenda Rosso Kimball. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Arts, Jocelyn Leslie Blair. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Master of Science, Nicole Isabel Lemke. Pamela Caitlin McDonald. Michael Philip Brown Scarlett. For the degree of Bachelor of Physical Education, Kayla Valerie Anderson. Jody Lynn Bjornstad with distinction. Alexandra Marie Boisclair. Cassie Ann Boyd with distinction. Sean Bradley. Talina Chomi. Devin Clayton. Kennedy Mary Elizabeth Cumming. Amy Marie Davidge. Travis Raymond D'Amico. Paige Rebecca Deacon with distinction. Megan Skylar Eid. Victoria Christine Fry. Robin Teresa Gardner. Mohammed Anwar Hamdan with distinction. Amanda Marie Handlin. Kylene Yvonne Hansen. Lauren Heinsar with distinction. Catherine Ann Hentz. Sierra Paulina Heshka Wolf. Selena Marie Hickson. Mallory Ray Hodge with distinction. Stephanie Ellen Hoffman. Stephanie Ryan Howard. Megan Elena Jackson. Jasmine Louise Yeager. Alyssa Dawn Jones with distinction. Kyle Allen Clowers. Marek Tadeusz Komar. Rachel Darlene Corpany. Paul Richard Lee Wall with distinction. Kelsey Rose Light with distinction. Brandon Christopher Lewis. Adam Jonathan Love. Kimberly Page McCarthy. Molly Ray McGillis. Rebecca Dawn McCrae with distinction. Kylie Ann Morrison. Robert Ian Morrison Wright. Jenilyn Dawn Miggeland with distinction. Kevin Martin Francis Robinson. Nicole Suzanne St. George. Katie Nancy Serediak. Teresa Alicia Sibbons. Rebecca Marie Smith with distinction. Samuel Joe Spinelli. Sean Robert Stevens. Tyler James Tate. Terrence John Tenove. We should give him another degree just for that. Jacqueline Linda Louise Thompson. Debbie Trang. Teresa Ann Urbanzik. Chelsea Lynn Waite. Jason Andrew Wass with distinction. Matthew James Wessel. Eminent Chancellor for the degree of Bachelor of Science in Kinesiology, Stephen Marcus Ainsley with distinction. Tsue Eileen Anderson. Kevin Austin Blimke. Kate Elise Boyd. Rebecca Jane Brandt with distinction. Andrew Chow with distinction. Kelsey Cockle. Shannon Marie Curtis with distinction. Jennifer Allison Citron. Melissa Ann Fleming. Jonathan Edward Fuller with distinction. Candice Lauren Hagerman with distinction. Corey Marina Kaiser with distinction. Caitlin Michelle Lee with distinction. Timothy Y. Chung Lo. Ian Frederick James Lysack. Donna June McKean. Cassara April McClarty Mueller with distinction. Nancy Catherine Morrow. Jacqueline Adela Newman. Thomas Gordon Matsuyoshi Tatsuo Okamura. with distinction. Caitlin Evelyn Rennie with distinction. Kanika Kishore Sabhani. Katie Yvonne Schofield with distinction. Caitlin Louise Scaly. Preston Mark Sloan with distinction. Tan Chi Tang with distinction. Julian Laura Van Tol. Pai Fen Yu.
Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Recreation, Sport, and Tourism, Benjamin Michael Bartkus. Megan Lynn Biesterfeld. Lindsay Blake. Eric Kashing Chan. Sarah Carol Enns. Renee Stephanie Hersession. Chelsea Paige Labatuk with distinction. Tomiko Jamie Morris. Taylor Neistad. Alexandra Elise Santos with distinction. Riley Glenn Squirota. Corey Rain Travers. Colin Garrett Wallbauer. Jaron Yo. Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of Professor Natalie Kermoyle, I present the following graduates for degrees in the Faculty of Native Studies. For the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies with honors, Madeline Sarah Wheatung with first class honors. Eminent Chancellor, for the degree of Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies, receiving today both her Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies and her Certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership, Paula May Assens. Also receiving today a Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies and a Certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership, Leslie Ann Louise Bull. John Simon Cardinal. With a Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies and Certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership, Montana Joe Cardinal. Shimin Chen. Stephanie Anastasia Gardner. Avery Carl Hogue. Lori Dawn Hoole. With a Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies and a Certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership, Anjali Maya Mercady. Jaquel Alexandra Marie Nipshank. Receiving today a Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies and Certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership, Shaylee Rain. Holly Ann Standing Ready. And with her Bachelor of Arts in Native Studies and Certificate in Aboriginal Governance and Partnership, Candace Beatrice Willier.
Eminent Chancellor, on behalf of the faculties, I present to you the remaining scholars whose names appear in the Convocation program but who are not in attendance.
Wow, what a great afternoon. I think you'll agree with me that seeing today's graduates cross the stage is impressive. Today is a truly proud moment for the University of Alberta. In total, we will graduate 6,738 students this spring convocation. Graduates, you are now part of the U of A family. Your U of A degree can never be dissolved. Think of the U of A colors of green and gold. Gold is a precious metal that withstands the ravages of time. It can be molded into any shape, stretched into a fine thread, and still retain its fundamental qualities. It is a fitting symbol of the permanence of the relationship you share with the University of Alberta. Green, on the other hand, is a symbol of growth and change, of new beginnings. Taken together, green and gold encapsulate what I hope the education you have received at the University of Alberta means to you. If we've done our job well, your education should be a permanent and enriching feature of your life, as well as an important source of lifelong personal and professional growth. Graduates, it's your turn to get up, to turn around, and give a huge round of applause to the people who've supported you throughout it all, your parents and siblings and spouses, families. Okay, now that I have you all back with us, it's time to turn our attention to the final part of today's ceremony. Before we formally induct all of you into the University of Alberta Alumni Association, we want to remind you of the journey you have been on to get to this ceremony with the presentation of a special video montage. The song that accompanies the video, Je te retrouve, or I Remember You, was commissioned by Campus Jean in the celebration of the university's centenary in 2008 and is performed by Chorale Saint John. It was under the direction of Laurier Fagnon. It was composed by Professor Emeritus Dr. Franz Levasseur-Ouimet and arranged by U of A alumnus Dr. Alan Bevan, and captures the hopefulness and potential of days spent at the university. I hope the images that will accompany the song show some of your own particular story and bring back fond memories of your time spent here. Enjoy.
Thank you.
Eminent Chancellor, my name is Carolyn Wagner, and it is my honor to welcome you and officially induct you to the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Among your alumni family are a Prime Minister, Chief Justice of the Supreme Court, and a Nobel laureate, as well as many other outstanding business leaders, artists, educators, and humanitarians around the world. Alumni, all dedicated to uplifting the whole people. Today, you become alumni of the University of Alberta and join this illustrious group. Bienvenue à notre famille mondiale. Welcome to our global family. Graduates, would you please stand? As a new ambassador for the University of Alberta, I call upon you to use the knowledge you have gained here for the betterment of yourselves and others. I call upon you to maintain a lifelong connection with your university. As an alumnus of the University of Alberta, be proud of your degree and your fellow alumni. Nurture lifelong friendships cultivated on this campus. Celebrate our university's many successes and recommend it to others, and take part in your Alumni Association's many events and activities. You are officially a lifetime member of a powerful worldwide network of friends and colleagues. On behalf of all alumni, I am very pleased to welcome you to the University of Alberta Alumni Association. Felicitations et bonne chance. Congratulations and best wishes in all your future endeavors. Please be seated.
Now, just to wrap up our wonderful Convocation Day, I have a few final words of congratulations to our graduates. All of us on the stage this afternoon understand how hard you've worked to reach this day, and we commend you on your achievements. Our honorary degree recipient today offered us a brilliant example of achievement and integrity through lessons learned from failure. Dr. Rebecca Scott, thank you once again for sharing your experience and your wisdom with our university family. By accepting this honorary degree, you have brought great honor to our university. Thank you again. Graduates, the world is now open to you. We charge you to go out and serve in your chosen career and professions, to serve your family and your community, and the world in turn will thank you. On your behalf, I wish to thank our superb vocalist, Ms. Ali Kerrigan, and our outstanding Convocation band under the direction of Dr. Thomas Dust. And a final thank you to our graduates. Thank you for coming. Thank you for taking the time and the responsibilities of being a university graduate. And thank you for joining our alumni family. In most families, we celebrate special occasions by sharing fellowship together, and I invite everyone to join us in the main floor and balcony level lobbies for a reception. May your dreams take you far, and may you always remain close to your alma mater, the University of Alberta. Congratulations.